you reset and like obviously you take breaks and stuff, but how do you stay like, like obviously like a basketball player can keep shooting? Do you just hit tracks and
Yeah, it's tough because so with F1 there's a limited amount of testing because again going back to like the bigger budget teams, if there was no limit, they could be testing every day and increase their advantage to the smaller teams. So F1 basically apply like a rule where you can only have X amount of days a year. So if I wanted to drive 100 days next year, it's not possible unless it's in a different car or a different formula or something like that. So yeah, there's simulators, there's stuff like that, but you can stay sharp even like, you said you joked about me being a go-kart driver, but it's actually go-karting is a way to stay quite sharp as well. So there's things you can do, but nothing's like driving F1.
No.
Like it just, even for your body, like the G-forces, all the stress you go through, like it's even over Christmas. So the season normally finishes like November, December, and then we don't drive again till like February. So even 2 months not driving F1, not putting your body through that, like the first day driving again is brutal. Hell. It's like you're so stiff. It's pretty gnarly.
What do you feel? What does that feel like?
It's so you feel a lot of it on your neck and like your back. So it's just, so we go through like around 5 Gs. So that's 5 times your body weight. That's like the force that goes through us through corners. So that it kind of just, it's like a shock to the body. Like you just, obviously muscular wise, you're like super sore and tight, but you kind of, you just feel like you've been in some form of brawl, I guess.
And that's probably why you have to be in good shape, right? You have to have your core probably very strong.
Yeah.
Now, how do you handle, because Tom and I travel for work and it's brutal just to stand and tell jokes. No, we're not doing that. We're not tricking, I promise. It's brutal just to travel, sleep in a hotel, eat that food, and then just stand up and tell jokes. So you're traveling and then having to perform at like peak physical level. How do you mitigate the damage of travel?
Pussy. You got to get a lot of pussy on there.
That's what we were talking about earlier.
It's so much better for you.
Sleep.
But and first.
Oh, it's goes hand in hand, doesn't it?
If you had to pick another driver to double team a chick with, would you go with like
Schumacher?
Lewis Hamilton, Verstappen? Like who would you be like, this guy?
Not the Germans. They're no fun.
Well,
the Italians, obviously.
Well, you don't want to be like outshone, do you? So
no, that's right.
You got to pick wisely.
Probably a kid, one of the kids, Leclerc. You're like, hey,
let's go less experience.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, one of the rookies. Come here, Rook.
Come here, Rook.
Let me show you how to do this. You go up front. I'll stay back here.
My God.
This is great. I'm literally getting a free comedy show. I love this. This is so good.
Wait, but do you fly in like days earlier? Like, let's say you're doing Asia.
That's what he's here for now.
There's no way
he's
you can fly
now.
in day before and do Tokyo or whatever. So how many days?
So it's tough because sometimes we have like back-to-back weekends. So Russia got cancelled this year because of everything going on, but we were meant to go Russia, Singapore, Japan, all in 3 weeks. And then all those time zones are different because in Singapore, we operate on European time because it's a night race. But then we go to Japan, which is then day. So that's, I think, 7 hours time.
Jeez.
So we're literally like, we would have done, I don't know the time zones, but in 3 weeks. So like sometimes you just have to suck it up. And I think I don't ever think we're actually operating on like optimum performance.
Of course not. Do you guys have preferences for the races that take place on a circuit versus city streets? Like is that generally, is it unanimous amongst drivers? Like we prefer this over that?
From like a driving experience, street circuits are phenomenal because they're a bit tighter. There's walls, there's less like runoff or grass or gravel. It's like it's more intense.
Those are the ones I think as a spectator that you go, it is so crazy that they're not all crashing.
Yeah.
Yes.
And even I'm like, dude, how have I not crashed yet? Yeah. So it's pretty wild. So that's from an experience is the rush is like no other on a street circuit. But then for racing, like for going side by side and being able to overtake normal circuits, because they're a bit wider, a bit more open. So they normally provide a bit more opportunity to overtake and have a better race.
Do you guys have a
question?
Go ahead.
Go for it.
Yeah.
You also have beautiful teeth.
Thank you. They're very white. Thank
Yeah.
you. It's the secret of my lipstick. It's because the color. I sell this Christina P. Perfect Red.
Hell yeah.
Makes your teeth look white. Thank you.
Enchanté.
Thank you. Now,
I'll get you some lipstick.
yeah, you need it. It's good. Okay.
Show me your teeth, Tom. Oh, your teeth are good as well.
But they're not like white.
I mean, they're not
You have-
10s, but
Do
they're
you
good.
do you whiten your teeth? You must.
You have a
I've done it a
megawatt
couple
smile.
times, but it stings so
It
bad.
does, I
Like,
know.
Like the like what do you say? Like teeth freeze or what do you
Yeah.
call it? Anyway,
Well,
it
beauty
just
is
makes me
pain.
shiver. So I haven't done it for
How old are you?
probably 4
He's
years.
a young guy. What are you, 28?
33.
Oh, God. That's
I know.
practically
Dude, in
retirement
F1, he's
age.
fucking 75.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Those
Yeah.
guys are.
I got my
Jesus.
frame, my walking frame out there.
Frame out.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a very important
Go
question.
for it.
Okay. Now, this is just a professional. What do you
What were you saying before, Tom?
Okay. You're in a foreign country. You've eaten many tacos the night before the race. You're in your
Gee,
car.
what country would that be?
Whatever. I'm just using the example I've done because
Okay.
one time in Atlanta airport, I made the mistake of eating 2 tacos and then getting on a flight to Africa. Bad idea. Bad idea. What do you do when you gotta go number 2 and you're driving Formula One?
It's happened.
Clench and pray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what if it's diarrhea? Have you ever
Does number one,
diarrhea?
do you guys just go in your suit?
Yeah, do you go in the suit?
So,
Hell
all right,
yeah.
let's answer the 2 question.
Sure.
I fortunately haven't ever had, call it a tummy bug
Yeah.
that's wanted to
Travel.
do anything like that. I'm also very cautious that that would be the worst thing to ever happen. So
my
I'm
God.
like, especially the night before the race, the whole race weekend, I'm eating fairly safe. Like I'm not experimenting too much.
Because you're
with food.
traveling too.
Yeah, so it's hard, and
Do
you
guys,
also want to like
carb
soak
load
in.
like before? Like you get
I mean, I wouldn't say crazy. Like we're not like imagine like a triathlete or something.
Sure.
Like I would say it's a balanced balanced meal.
Second.
Hold on,
sorry.
he's still answering
No,
the
I'm sorry.
question.
I'm so
that's cool.
excited.
Go,
Okay,
go,
there's
go.
more things.
Go, you good.
No. So you eat well.
I love your writing notes.
Yeah, I just don't want to forget. So you eat. Sorry, you're right. I'm sorry. I just got
okay.
excited.
And
Go
then-
ahead.
wait.
No, you're good. So
What
I would
about
hate
number
to
one?
know how that would. I mean, I think if you were really going to go number 2, like you'd have to pull in.
You have to.
Like
Really?
you couldn't. Yeah.
You
Because
wouldn't
also the
just shit
G,
in
like
your-
the forces on your body, it would be so uncomfortable. I don't think you'd be
Yeah.
able to continue.
Can you pee while driving that fast?
So
Hold on,
I've
have you been-
heard you
have you-
can. I've
You've never done it?
No, because I also like you need to relax a little, right? I just don't know if I could relax driving
that's
that
true.
fast.
You're going that fast.
Yeah, and the
you-
belts are super tight because we like you obviously want to keep yourself
So
in.
are you guys? Do you stay conscious of the last time you took in fluid when you race?
Yeah, so
You
like
do.
it'll be like the last thing we do, really. Like pretty much before jumping in the car, we'll go and have a pee, and then
Yeah.
know that should hopefully get us through the next hour and a half.
Yeah.
but
Hour
also
and a
because
half.
then we sweat, we dehydrate, so then the urge kind of goes as well.
So part 2 of my question: the morning of the race or the day of, what's your routine?
So this is hectic. So that's why I wanted you to come, or you'll have to come to a race because if you see the schedule, it is so gnarly. Like it's even my friends that know I've been doing it my whole life. When they come to a race, they're just like, dude, I haven't seen you all day. Like your schedule is nuts. So so say the race is at 2 p.m. We'll get to the track probably like 8:30. We'll have like an engineering meeting. So that's like talking about the race and setup and stuff like that. Then we'll have a strategy meeting to go through potential strategy, what tires, all this. Then we'll do probably like some sponsor meet and greets.
Oh, my,
Then
all
we'll
this
do-
before the
Yeah,
race.
yeah.
You must be exhausted.
Yeah, it's nuts.
That's
and
the
then
worst.
so there'll be like all this stuff going on. So our whole, up until probably 45 minutes before the race, I'll get some alone time. But until then, it's
And then
it's
do you
nothing.
want to be alone for that?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's when I'll go through like a bit of a stretching routine and start warming up and then kind of switching
Playlist?
focus.
You do music? Yeah.
music. So I'll start it kind of like slow and steady just to not like get too G'd up too early. But then by the time I'm on the grid, like getting ready to go in the car, it's like I'm fucking everyone up.
Yeah.
It's pretty gnarly.
And when
Yeah,
do
I
you
like
take
it.
your shit in the morning? Yeah.
Now, do you guys
Do you shit in
have
the morning?
Do you guys,
I just whenever I gotta go. Yeah.
But I would think he'd clean out his body before the weigh-in, before the, that's why I'm asking about the routine. Like I take a shit before performance. You don't want to shit at the club.
I mean, but if you gotta go, you gotta go, right?
yeah, just
Okay, well, it's important.
You don't want to be
audience wants to
dancing
know.
when you've got.
Do you guys have a name? Is there like a name you give to drivers who bought the team? I'm sorry, to drivers whose dads bought a team.
Oh my God,
versus
they're the
got their way
worst.
there. Like do you guys call them something?
They're the worst. I hate that guy. I know you're talking
That
about.
guy? There's multiple guys.
They're such pussies.
There's multiple guys.
I know.
You guys are so ruthless. I love it. It's like, you are so funny.
Do you have a thing you guys call them?
No, I don't.
Do you go?
Oh, who do they? So
I
who do
don't.
your friends call?
Yeah,
What do your
yeah.
friends call them?
I don't
Not even your friends. Those meanies.
What are they called? I don't know.
You must have it. You
Like
guys.
Blake.
You go. Trying to shave down this time. I hope Daddy lets me like that.
Daddy.
I don't know.
Daddy, come change my
But
diaper.
I mean, I'll say, look, I'm trying to like be respectful as well. It is like to get into the sport, and not even F1, like just even to go karting as a kid. Like, yeah, you need to spend thousands as opposed to hundreds if you're playing football, a pair of boots and that's it pretty much. So, you certainly need some kind of funding, whether it's from family or
Sure.
sponsors. If the family's done it all, then like, yeah, sometimes people might be like, that kid, whatever. But at the end of the day, also, if you're driving, once you get to like F2, F1, like
You have to have the skills.
even if, yeah, like someone's paid your
Yes.
way there,
Yeah.
like you're still putting your body on the line and all that. So like, there's certainly at that level, there's still an element of respect for sure. Cause it's
Yeah.
like, not everyone can do it. Like, yeah, maybe their path was easier than others, but they're still pretty gnarly.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing I get to is that if you are on the grid with like the other F1 drivers, you're not like an okay driver. Like if you made it right, like even if your dad bought the team, it's like you wouldn't be able to hang if you don't have.
Yeah, that's true. And again, like if you're, as I said, like a second in our sport is so much. Like if you were just constantly a second off or 2 seconds off, like whatever, then like
It stands out.
Yeah, sponsors would pull out. Like so, you need to be at a certain level. Like as you say, you need to hang. Otherwise,
Yeah.
at some point, it's
Dude, you just
it's
watch,
only gonna
man.
last.
I'm gonna lose 45 pounds and come fuck you guys up,
Bro.
dude. Just watch.
Yeah.
Just watch.
I need like a professional shit talker on the grid just to like help me out a little.
Dude,
yeah.
Hype me into the fucking.
If you don't lose the 45 pounds,
Yeah.
I'm still going to employ you
Okay.
just to help me out.
I think you could probably. I think we should just start that now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for watching that highlight here from YMH Studios. That was a highlight or a clip, whichever word you prefer. You watched it, and there are so many more little bite-sized episode things. They're just click them. Maybe it's someone screaming or bleeding. Maybe it's just laughing at someone, making fun of them.